Convos. It's your boy, the one with the scar on his face. Your boy Scarface. Just like, if you're watching the video, I got this new Scarface shirt. It's actually from the movie Scarface. I got it over at Shoe Palace. But anyways, thank you guys for joining. I want to thank you guys for every week tuning in, joining the podcast, supporting the podcast. It means a lot, you guys. Just the support that you guys give me. Wherever you guys are listening to this or watching this, give us a 5-star thumbs up, like it, share it with your friends or somebody that can relate to these topics. We talk about all these topics all the time, like different uncomfortable conversations, because these are meant to be had. And it's cool because like I've gotten the messages like, hey, like my man and I heard your what's called podcast, and we started, that open conversation to start talking about some of these things. And that's what this is here for, is to help you guys have somebody else talk about it, aka me, and then like bring it up to your person, be like, yo, like we really need to talk about these things because we're having these issues. Other people have these issues, and some of these issues can be fixed, but you have to realize that there is a problem. Calm down, Alcohol Anonymous. But again, I want to thank you guys always for tuning in, always sharing the podcast, always. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. And, obviously today we're going to get into something that's been popular with exes. There was this video that I saw on Instagram, and it was basically saying that it's okay to be friends with your ex's parents or family, and I had my thoughts on it. If you haven't seen it, go over to my Instagram or TikTok and watch it there. But we're going to go over some reasons why you need to also break up with the family. And I get it. Like if you guys, it's all situational based. If you guys have kids and you guys have to like coexist with the other family, I get it. Makes sense. Totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. Excuse me. Now, it's when you don't have those attachments, it's kind of like you got to break up with the fam too, right? So, especially when you've been together with somebody for so long, you build these relationships with their family, your in-laws, maybe cousins, family members, aunts, uncles, and things like that. So it's really hard. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's easy by any means. Never have I ever said any of this stuff is easy. But sometimes we need to go through these because, it's harder to move on, especially if you're still friends with the family and stuff like that. So it makes it a little bit more difficult to move on into a new relationship. So today we're going to go over 12 reasons why you should break up with the family too. So the first one that we have is emotional detachment. Maintaining ties with your ex's family can keep you emotionally tethered to the past, making it harder to heal and move on. Like I literally just talked about this because you want to hold on to those moments, and I get it. Like being around the family, being hanging out, doing things, joking around, having fun, whatever you guys were doing, right? But even if you guys separate and have kids, you guys should set some sort of boundaries there too. But it is going to make it harder to separate from your person because you're going to be used to being around the family. And if you continue to be around the family, you might even consider going back to your ex because you're just like, I'm around the ex. Or you have to think about it too. Like, you don't think it's uncomfortable for your ex for you to be around the family? You know what I mean? Like, have you ever thought of that? And I always like to play devil's advocate here, and I always like to play different scenarios. How would you like it? Say you start talking to somebody new. Would you be comfortable with your person being friends, going to family events of your ex? Would you be comfortable with these things? Like you always have to ask yourself, would I be comfortable? Yeah, like I want to do it. But then I'm not saying I really want to do it. I'm saying like I'm putting myself in this scenario. I'm saying, yeah, I want to do it, but am I comfortable having my partner do it? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want whoever I'm with around the exes. Like, I get it if you have kids and you have to like coexist with the family. There's boundaries there. Absolutely. I totally understand that. And I get it. But you going and being like, oh no, it's like, I can't separate from them, like, or you're around your ex a lot and stuff like that. Those are like boundaries for me to be like, all right, I'm out, I'm cool, right? Because there's a healthy amount, like there's a healthy boundary, And I'm pretty sure she wouldn't want me to be around like my ex's family and be like, why are you still hanging out with your ex's family? Like, that's really weird. Why are you still talking to him like that? You know? Uh, like I said, and it's gonna make it harder for you to move on from this person because you're gonna continue to put yourself in this environment where you want to like go to the past times. You know, when when the relationship first started, everything was great. You're around the family. You were great with your partner. You were great with the family, but it's no longer like that. But you being around the family is gonna make you feel like that's possible to be where you guys used to be, which is probably not. But I'm just saying. Uh, so it's gonna make it difficult for you to move on. So just think about that. The second one that we have is boundaries. Staying involved with your ex's family can blur boundaries and complicate your life, especially if you share information with your ex. And like that's what I mean. Like it's gonna make it seem like, are we a thing? People are gonna think, are you guys still a thing? Are they a situationship? Like what's going on here? Even the family's gonna be like, you guys should just get back together, even though maybe your partner probably cheated on you or did something bad or it just didn't work out. But the family's encouraging you guys to like, hey, like you guys should get back together. So uh, it could complicate things, especially being around. Like I get it. I talked about it on the TikTok that I made. Like I remember after I broke up with my ex, her dad, stepdad technically, but was still super cool with me. You know, he messaged me saying like, "Hey, like I understand you guys separated and stuff, but like, you know, I love you. Like I know you. Like you know, we had a great relationship, and like, but even then, I was just like, this can't continue because one, she got mad that he was still messaging me and stuff like that, and I get it. I totally get it. That's why I kind of like took a step back and I was like, I wouldn't want my partner to do that, and like I get it where she feels comfortable because that's literally her parents, right? And still having conversations with me or in communication with me. And I get it, totally understand. That's why I took a step back, obviously boundaries. So, you have to be aware of these things. Like there's a lot of things that can go on. That's why like I think these podcasts and TikToks do so well because everything is so situational. There's no exact like A, B, and C, and then it's gonna do this. 1 + 1 = 2. Like there's no exact thing that's gonna happen if you do something, right? Like everybody reacts differently, everybody's different, everybody feels different, everybody's like emotionally evolved differently, with their person. So the next one that we have is potential for manipulation. Some family members may act like mediators or try to pressure you into reconciling, even if it's not what you want or need. And this is what I mean. Like, oh, you guys should just get back together. Yeah, he cheated on you, but it's okay. Like he's a good kid. He's a better person. He learned his lesson. And then you get back with this person and all of a sudden the same shit happens. Why? Because you were listening to the family and being around the family. Now, not just that, like it could be that. And what I mean also it could be uh they could also start treating you a certain way. You know what I mean? Because, like, for example, my little sister, she's a ride or die Edgar, like 100% me. If I start talking to somebody, she's 100% like in it, whatever. And I'm the same way with her. But the moment like something bad happens or we like separate or anything like that, it's like she fucking never even knew you. You know what I mean? And then so like she's like I said, my little sister's a little ride or die, and I love that. Uh, but like some family members may not be like that. Some family members may like treat you bad. She's never gonna treat you bad like that. Be like, oh no, you a bitch or anything like that. No, some family members are gonna be like, damn, I can't believe you like you're out here like not giving him a second chance, making you feel bad, trying to manipulate you and things like that. So you have to be careful because they may make it seem like even though they did something bad, it was your fault for some reason. And so, because some of the families like that. And I also did that video of where the, they weren't exes, they were together too, but some family members become really disrespectful to you, and like now you're going to be around that. I wouldn't be around that either. Uh, so it could be a bunch of different, they could force you into a situation, manipulate you into getting back into that relationship because the whole family's talking about it. We should just work it out, get back together, or you should just take me back. Yeah, I know I cheated, but I'm a different person. So you have to be careful being around the family too like that because they're in, uh, they're going to encourage bad behaviors. For example, like I've never done anything like that, but I know for a fact my parents are ride or die Edgar. Like, and that's how any parent should be. Like, I know I could probably fuck up with a girl, and then my parents still got my back, 100%. They're not going to be. They might be like, oh, should just try to work it out, or I'm not saying they're the type of parents they're going to be like, oh, he's a good guy, like just he messed up and things like that. I don't know because I've never been put in that situation, but there's some parents who are like that, and so you have to be careful because they might push you back into a situation that you didn't want to get back into. So you got to be careful. The next one that we have is conflict of loyalties. Their primary loyalty will likely always lie with your ex, which can lead to awkward situations or feelings of betrayal. And that's what I mean. Like, my sister's a ride or die Edgar. My family's a ride or die Edgar. Like, I mean, my parents, right? And so they got my back. And they might, like, I'm not saying my family is like this at all because they're not, absolutely not. But some families are. They become disrespectful. It becomes awkward. Imagine like say my parents are having a birthday party. They invite an ex. I didn't even know she was coming. She comes over. Now it's just awkward. Say I brought a girl. Now it's just fucking awkward. You know what I mean? Like the place where I'm supposed to feel where I can come and just be me and like invite somebody if I want to invite. I can't do that now because I feel uncomfortable now. You know what I mean? Like the place that I thought I was okay to come and do me and be me, I can no longer do that because I hate, don't you guys hate feeling awkward or uncomfortable in your own spaces? You know what I mean? Like, meaning like this is your family party. They invite your ex. Now it's just fucking awkward. You know what I mean? Like now it's just weird. And now you're just like, fuck, this is awkward. I don't want to be here. Like my own family party and I don't want to be here, and things like that. So you have to be careful, and again, some family members, they're going to be 100% their son, their daughter, whatever bad they did do, they're going to try to brush it off. They're going to be like, he's a good guy, just give him a second chance, give her a second chance. Like it's going to be better. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Like, because you know how this person actually is because you've been with this person who knows how long, but you know how this person, they only see the outside. They only see like what they show with what their kid shows them, if that makes sense. So the next one that I do have is new relationships. Remaining close to an ex-family can create tension in future relationships, making it harder for a new partner to feel secure. Absolutely. Like that's why I mentioned it earlier that I am not comfortable, nor would I be comfortable with my ex, or not ex, but or the girl that I'm with going to ex parties, being in communication with the ex's family. Not, again, if there's kids, there's different boundaries. I always want to put that disclaimer. If there's kids involved, a whole different, there's healthy boundaries for that. I understand that obviously that's the kids' families too, and I totally respect that. I'm talking more of like, not that type of situation. Cause I get that, like, but if it's just like you're going to family parties and hanging out there and your ex is there, that's more of a little bit of a problem to me. You know what I mean? Or if you guys don't have kids together, like, why are you hanging out there? Like, what's the point? You're done with this person, but yet you still want to be around probably them and the family, like, because I'm pretty sure the ex is going to be there as well. You know what I mean? Like, so it's definitely a no-go for me. That's why I always need to know somebody's relationship with their exes, like what's going on. And I set my boundaries, like, no, you're not going to be talking to them. No, you're not going to, like, absolutely not, because I guarantee you that they wouldn't want me to be doing those things to them. So, like, if you don't want to done it to you, don't do it to the other person, and don't make it seem like it's okay. You sitting there, like, especially no kids involved, still super close with the family and stuff like that. Your next partner is gonna feel a type of way about it. Like, I'm just saying, 100%, probably 90% of the guys or girls is gonna feel a type of way that you're still in some sort of relationships with your ex's family, and you're gonna be like, do you like being around them? Like, can't you not? Like, you broke up with them, you can't break up with the family too. Like, I get it, you knew them for a while, but guess what? Life happens. If you want something with me, then we're gonna have to make this transition out, because that's a absolutely no go for me. And then if a girl tried to argue with me about the fact that it's okay or something, I would have been like, you know what? Because I'm not going to argue about that. I already know how I feel about it. Absolutely no. I would just be like, you know what? Like, it's clear to me that you already have your mind made up about this. Totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. We're just not meant for each other. Do your thing. I'm going to do my thing. This ain't going to work out because clearly you can't do that for me. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you don't want to do it, absolutely fine. But don't expect me to be around for that. You know what I mean? Because, like, hell no. The next one that I have is false hope. Continuing to contact might send mixed signals to both you and your ex, giving the impression that the reunion is possible. And that's what I mean. Being around, like, especially thinking about old memories, that's a lot of the times people want the relationship to go back to that. Like, oh, like we were so great here. Like, they hold on to those moments where everything was great. Obviously, probably the honeymoon phase, the puppy love phase. Everyone wants the relationship to go back to there. And is it gonna go back there? Probably not. Like, let's just be honest. It's probably not gonna go back there. And same with the like being around like the family. It might give the hope maybe this can work out, especially because like if say you guys been separated for a little bit, like obviously you're not dealing with each other every day and you're probably not fighting and things like that. And so when you do see each other, you're just like, oh, this is great. Like, we haven't fought because you haven't fucking seen each other, right? And then it gives that false hope impression, like, hey, like this probably could work. Like, maybe we should try this again. And then you try it and you're like, yeah, no, you're just wasting more time trying to make this fucking shit work. So, because it could give you that. And especially if you're around the family, like I mentioned before, they're going to try to probably encourage it a little bit. Oh, you guys should get back together. Like, everything is fine. No, absolutely not. So, again, this is why I have my strict boundaries with exes. And especially like, I understand if there's kids involved, I understand the whole co-parenting, the co-family and things like that, because that's their family as well. And I get that. I wouldn't be like, no, they can't be around them at all. No, I get it. Totally makes sense. There's like other boundaries that I'm just like, yeah, that's a no for me, dog. Okay. So the next one that I have, number 7, is emotional roller coaster. Seeing or hearing about your ex's life through their family can lead to unnecessary emotional ups and downs. And there's those people, you guys know it's true, that always try to stir some sort of drama up. They're stirring something up. Oh, did you know so-and-so got a new girl? He might be bringing her. Or I saw him out here. He looks so happy now. And like making you feel all sorts of ways. Like, ever since you guys separated, he's doing so much better. Like, because some people are petty like that. Some people will have these like tell you stuff like that, which is crazy to me because and just the disrespect that some people have towards, that person. So that's why, like, it's just better to separate from that, avoid all that type of situations, So imagine like you going to a family event or going over there and talking to him, be like, yo, I can't believe so-and-so, he was out with this girl. They look so happy, trying to bring you down when they're just like, hey, I'm just trying to tell you what's going on. Like, you asked for some reason, like you wanted to know his day to day. So you just got to be careful, because like, again, it is going to be an emotional roller coaster. And you have to remember, at the end of the day, your mental health, like, no one's going to take care more of your mental health more than you. You know what I mean? Like, no one's going to want the best for you more than you. So you have to take care of yourself. Like, and being around this type of situation, all I see is negativity in it. I don't see no positive coming from it at all. That's just me. Again, everybody based off their experiences are going to feel a certain type of way. And if you have great experiences with your ex's family and stuff like that, then great, cool. And based on what I've seen and experienced, this is why I feel this way. And that's why you have to accept the fact that some people feel a certain way towards certain things, just based off experience or what they've seen. Just because you experience something a little bit different doesn't mean what you're saying is right and I'm saying is wrong. I'm not saying I'm right and you're wrong. You know what I mean? I'm just giving you my perspective. So the next one we have, number 8, is healing process. A clean break from your ex's family is part of the healing process and allows you to focus on your own life and relationship. See, like, do we see the common denominator here? Like, just getting past your ex, constantly being around is going to give that hope, or maybe they're going to encourage for something that shouldn't be encouraged for. And it's going to take you longer to heal and get past this person and actually find the person that is for you, that's going to treat you like a queen, that is not going to treat you like this person that led for you guys to break up, like whatever the case may be. So you have to realize that it's going to take you longer to heal, like being around them. Because again, those memories, like just being around, uh, is going to, you're going to hold on to that. And just like a breakup, no breakup is easy. No divorce is easy. Like it, trust me, it takes a toll on everybody. But like I said before, I would rather go through that heartbreak than feel these other ways, right? Like do the like this weird emotional roller coaster, or like when someone cheats on you, are are they still thinking of them? Are they still meeting up? Does he love her? X, Y, things like that. That how just that shady feeling in your stomach. Again, I would rather just go through a heartbreak and just be like, yo, whatever happened, happened. Let's move on. Instead of living and being like, all right, we're going to work it out and see where we can go from here, you know? And then, because that's going to stay in the back of your head no matter what. It doesn't matter what the fuck they say or do. It's going to stay in the back of your head. And it could completely change the dynamic of a relationship. So you just have to remember that. Number 9 is respect yourself, or respect for yourself. Prioritizing your own well-being means letting go of people who are part of that chapter that is closed. And that is 100% true, because this is a chapter in your life that has closed. And you not just completely cutting these people off. Again, having kids is different. There's a whole different boundaries and type of like things you should do there. But you need to move on to the next chapter of your life. And the next chapter is probably going to involve somebody else and their family. You know what I mean? Like, why are you still stuck on this family? Again, I get it. You build relationships with people, maybe even some like some sort of friendships. And I get that. Totally get that. But sometimes you have to do what's best for you and your future. And having, because to me, that would be kind of weird. Like, to me, honestly, that is really weird. Not kind of weird. Somebody hanging out with their ex's family, or like still in contact, calling each other and things like that. That's a no-go for me. That's weird. Like, what the fuck are you doing? How is your ex feeling about this? Like, I wouldn't want my parents in communication with any of my exes. Like, what the fuck? I'd be like, well, what is going on? Like, why are you talking to him? Like, you don't need to talk to him. Like, cut them off. Like, we broke up, it didn't work out. You got to break up with him too. I'm sorry, that shit's just weird to me, and I don't want somebody to do that to me. So I would never do that to somebody, right? The next one that I have is room for growth. Cutting ties opens up space for new connections and personal growth, allowing you to focus and building your future. And I mentioned it before. I mentioned it so many times because uh, I was single for almost like 3 years, right? The best time, like, and I took that time to focus on me. And that was the best thing that I ever did for me, because like I mentioned before, that social media grew, my business grew, like everything grew, like just focusing on me and not having to worry about like a girl, or like making sure she's happy, giving her time and things like that. I could focus just on me and growing, and like not being distracted by like an argument, fighting, like anything like that. You know what I mean? So, uh, like, you have all this room to grow. And sometimes that means you have to cut them off. Like, that way you can get past that, go through the healing process of even breaking up with the family, because then you can just focus on you and just maybe even reinvent yourself, grow as a person. Um, Because again, always remember this, like, would you want it done to you? Like, would you want your partner to be doing the same thing? And if it's a no, like, actually thinking about it, like, say you meet somebody, would you want them to do that to you? Be friends with their ex's family, still calling them, still texting them, still going over to family events or something like that, like being around the ex. Would you be okay with that? Actually think about it. Be like, I don't think I would be okay with that. Then why is it okay for you to do it? You know what I mean? Like, um, so you just got to be careful. You just got to be careful because you don't want to do that. What was it called? The double standard. Um, when it's okay for you to do, but not okay for them to do, you know? So, and so the next one that I have is avoiding awkward situations. You might encounter your ex during a family gatherings, which can lead to uncomfortable and triggering moments. And like, let's be honest, like that's why it's awkward. uh, Imagine like say your family invites your ex over. Like, how are you gonna feel? Like, I'm gonna feel awkward about it. I'm gonna feel weird. I'm gonna be like, no, this shit is fucking weird. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to be at my own family party. And what if they invite somebody with them, like a date? Like, what the fuck? Like, go find a different family. Go to their family event. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? You know? And so you have to remember, like, you don't want to feel that would like it would make me feel uncomfortable and awkward in my own family party to the point where I wouldn't want to go. Like, I'm just being 100% honest. Like, if my parents were inviting like exes and stuff like that, it'd be like, nah, you guys keep bringing her, and that it just makes me feel awkward and not want to be around. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to feel like that at my own safe spaces. Um, so you also have to think about that. Like, how is it making them feel too? Like, yeah, you're cool with the family, but then, and I mentioned before, like when my ex found out her stepdad, her dad was still talking to me, like we were still talking, like she got super upset about that, and I get it, I understand, and I was like, yeah, she has a point, and that's when I was like, mm, you know, uh, let me step back because that I wouldn't be cool with that. Like if she was calling my mom or like texting my mom, I would not be cool with that. So I totally get it. I totally understand, you know, and I'm sure you ran into like an ex maybe at a party gathering somewhere. It's just awkward. You know what I mean? Like you're just like, oh fuck, they're here. So like it just throws the whole vibe off. You know what I mean? Like you just like, you don't want to be around. Maybe it just like gives you a bunch of different emotions, and now you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Like maybe you get upset, maybe you get sad because there was somebody else already, and just like a bunch of things like that. So imagine having to feel like that at your own family gathering. um, that would just, yeah, that's a no for me, dog. So think about them. Like if it's okay for you to do, it should be okay for them to do. And then if it's not, then it's definitely not okay for you to do. So the last one that I have is fairness to the family. It can be hard for them to navigate a relationship with you while staying loyal to their family. So letting go can relieve some of that burden. And absolutely, like some families are super nice and they don't want to be like, oh, well, like we don't want her to think that we don't like her or anything like that. But shit happens. People break up. Family should break up too. I'm just being 100% honest because I would not want to be around that. Uh, and I would never be around like a family, like one of my brother's exes or something like that. That's just fucking weird. You know what I mean? Like, or if they invited her, I'd be like, it's fucking awkward, you know? Because, when you get that secondhand awkwardness or embarrassment, uh, because like I had a friend who a while back ago, and this is a while back, he really liked this girl at the gym. She liked him, he liked her. I was like, bro, don't mess around with girls at the gym. Like, I don't want to feel weird about it. They messed around a little bit, didn't work out. I think he stood her up or ghosted her. I'm not 100% sure. But the shit was awkward now after that. I wasn't even involved in this whole situation thing. And I felt super awkward the way she would look at him and stuff like that. And I'm just like, now I'm uncomfortable at the fucking gym at the time that I go. You know what I mean? Like, imagine feeling awkward. And you didn't even do shit. That's how I think I would feel like if family member would invite an ex and I'd just be like, this is fucking awkward. Because I'm gonna be 100% honest. The only reason I talk to some of my family members' significant other is because they're with them. If it wasn't for that, like I probably wouldn't. But then I get to know like my brother-in-law right now. Fucking super cool guy. Love him to death. Like, and I'm glad that he got brought into our life because he's super cool. But in the beginning, I was like, all right, my sister's dating him. I'll talk to him. Whatever. Because like obviously her previous relationship was ass. And the only reason I talked to her ex was because my sister, you know. If it wasn't for that, I would have never had a conversation with this dude. Like, this was not my type of dude to be around. Like, didn't like him. my brother-in-law now, completely fucking different. Like he's amazing. Like he's really outgoing. I love him to death. And I'm glad that like I don't feel that way towards him. So, but I mean, it just exes is a real. This is how I feel. Like if you break up with an ex, no kids involved. This I'm talking about. No kids. You need to break up with the family too. Like you guys had your run and everything. Like if you see him in the streets or you see him out or something like that, I'm not saying completely ignore him. Say hi. Like I'm super. I'm nice, cordial. I'm even if I see an ex, I'll be like, hey, how's it going? Like I'm not gonna be like, oh shit, act like I didn't see him. No, I'm not gonna be like I'll wave, and if they don't want to wave, then cool. Like I don't give a fuck. Uh, and same with the family. I'll just be like, hey, how you guys doing? You know, it's usually them, like ex's family. They're the ones that are like, I'm just all right, cool, whatever. You're the one that making the shit awkward. Uh, or even when I ran into some exes, they're just like acting like they didn't fucking see me. I'm like, I know you fucking saw me. uh, but you should definitely break up with the family. Like now, if you have kids involved, it's a little bit different, right? Like if you have kids, obviously you still have to coexist with the family, which I totally get. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I understand. That's your kids' other side of the family, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Now it's like to me, it's different if you're like going to their family parties with them. Like if you want to drop off the kids, then cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, because that's their family too. Now, the issue I have is like if the ex is gonna be around, like why are you still around places where your ex is at? Like that's the problem for me because you don't know what's going on. Like there's these people who are like, oh no, we're just exes, but low key they're still meeting up, hooking up, trying to work things out, and all of a sudden like they're in a relationship with somebody else, and they're like they left me for their ex because they've been talking behind your back. You know what I mean? Uh, so that's why like strict, like no, you're not gonna be around the ex. Absolutely not. Like if that's not something you can do for me, then absolutely, then we're not meant for each other because I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that in return. I'm not gonna. You won't see me messaging exes. You won't see me being around exes or like anything like that because I'm just like, nope. We had our we had our situation, didn't work out. Now we're moving forward. Leave that in the past. Don't want nothing to do with that no more. And we just look forward, you know, because I don't want her to be like they're still talking, they're still meeting up, or like they're around each other and things like that because you don't know what's going on. And especially like you know some of these people were like, oh, I'm still with my ex. We live together because you know financial situations, but we're just basically roommates. Nah, they probably fucking. And it's funny because like when I make those videos on TikTok, people are like, "Yeah, we were fucking for the longest time." See, just because like there's a small percentage who like are actually done, but they have to coexist with each other, um, actually do that. But for the most part, it's there, it's easy, it's comfortable. They're more than likely gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna happen. And especially when you guys are in the same fucking bed. That's a no for me, dog. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can miss me with that one. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for coming. People from TikTok, thank you guys for coming over here. People from Instagram as well. Follow me on Instagram because TikTok, I don't know, like we don't know if it's gonna be banned. It's still up in the air. But the cool thing is over on Instagram, the videos have been doing a lot better. It's been growing super fucking fast, which I'm really grateful for. It. You know, people on Instagram love to watch the stuff. So if you're from TikTok, make sure you guys follow me on IG. Everything is linked in the description. That way you guys don't miss out. And also because I have my personal account, which is a Scarface account. That's where I post like memes, pictures of me and stuff like that. And then the Scar Talks page, that's the page where I post the questions. You know, it's also linked in my bio on my personal page. You'll see like questions page, Scar Talks, you know, and then just follow me there. Just in case. That way you don't miss out on the content because if they do end up banning TikTok, then we just go 100% on IG. You know what I mean? Like, and we already built a nice little following over there too. So again, if you haven't followed me on IG, definitely follow me. Link is in the description. I hope to see you guys over there. Hopefully they don't ban TikTok. I'm hoping they don't because that's a lot of money people are going to lose. Meaning like the economy is gonna take a big hit because TikTok be bringing in a lot of money for some people, and then if you take that away from them, now they're just like, what the fuck? So do I think it's gonna get banned? I think something's gonna happen where it's they're not gonna ban it because they might sell it to a third party. They might agree on something. You know what I mean? Because again, TikTok brings in a lot of money for creators that are here in the US and all over the country, but we're talking about US. And so just pulling all that money out of the economy is probably gonna, hurt a lot of people. So, and do they want to do that? I don't know at this point. I don't know what's gonna happen. So, but that's why I'm saying follow me on IG. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.